This is Abby Ward with the first look of your evening news here on KCIM. A switchgear fire on a ground transformer caused power outages to 576 customers today. The component fire began just shortly before noon on the electrical unit located on Highway 30 east of Carroll by Collins Aerospace. The outage affected customers in the area for approximately 15 minutes, and all but 2 customers have had their power fully restored. The remaining businesses without power will take several hours to restore, as Mid-American crews will need to dismantle the damaged transformer, replace and install the new equipment before restoring power. Governor Kim Reynolds issued an order today to lower flags half-staff in honor of former Iowa Secretary of Agriculture Bill Northey. Northey served from 2007 to 2018 for the Iowa Department of Agriculture before serving as Undersecretary for Farm Production and Conservation for the U.S. Department of Agriculture from 2018 to 2021. Reynolds say Northey was a great leader whose work ethic and passion for Iowa agriculture was unmatched, and Iowans and farmers were fortunate to have such a rock-solid advocate and friend. Reynolds orders the flags to be lowered at half-staff immediately and remain until sunset on the day of Northey's funeral, which is still pending at this time. Flags will be flown at half-staff on the Capitol Building, Capitol Complex, and on all public grounds, facilities, and buildings throughout the state. Reynolds encourages individuals, businesses, schools, municipalities, and other government subdivisions to fly flags at half-staff for the same length of time as a sign of respect. Senator Joni Ernst was in Audubon over the weekend holding a town hall for community members to voice concerns and to get their questions answered. A majority of that hour was spent discussing security at the border. The $118 billion proposed package announced recently includes funding for Ukraine, Israel, and other U.S. allies, and additional funding to provide more resources to assist the Department of Homeland Security in removing the catch and release procedure. Ernst says the Biden administration wants to pump more money into it, but Ernst says that isn't enough.
We wanted to see actual changes to the law addressing the border. We can't just keep doing same old stuff. So what we have at the border right now is about 10,000 people per day that are illegally coming over the border. In the bill, it does change the threshold for applying for asylum in the United States. Because right now, everybody is coached, come to the border, say you want asylum, you're under threat in your home country, and you automatically get caught and turned out into the United States. And you're given a court date to appear 5 to 10 years later. And over 80% of those that are turned loose in the United States don't ever show up for their court dates.
Ernst says the bill will force more restrictions when immigrants apply for asylum in the United States.
There's this number of 5,000 a day. That's not 5,000 turned into the United States every day. That means 5,000 apprehensions at the border every day. They are detained at the border. So that's why there's funding for detention beds. And they actually have to go through the asylum paperwork process right then and there and be adjudicated. If they have to have a true asylum claim, and you have to be able to prove when you come to the border, or you're not released into the United States.
Ernst says there will be a lot of changes if this bill is passed. She is specifically addressing the need for more detention centers.
Once we fill all those 5,000 beds at the border shuts down until people can be processed. That means if we have to shut the border down for a week, 2 weeks, a month, it's shut down and people don't come into the United States, period. They don't get to come in, they don't get to file asylum paperwork, bottom line. So it's kind of you take 5,000 people in, you start processing them as they're detained, and then those that can't come in, it's basically the Remain in Mexico policy that President Trump had. So they'd have to stay in Mexico. We're not going to take them in and we're not going to process the paperwork.
The border bill will be discussed and voted upon this week. However, due to the House opposition of the Senate proposal, passing the legislation in Congress is questionable. Officials with the Iowa Department of Corrections are seeking the public's help locating a Greene County convict who failed to return from his work release program. According to DOC staff, 31-year-old Darren Lehrkamp, who pled guilty to intimidation with a dangerous weapon in May of 2023, failed to report back to the Fort Dodge Residential Center as required on Saturday. Lehrkamp is a Native American heritage, is 6 foot tall, and weighs approximately 270 pounds. He was admitted to the work release program on November 17, 2023. Anybody with information about Lehrkamp's whereabouts is asked to contact their local law enforcement agency. A photo of Lehrkamp is included with this story on our website. Baumgars and Carroll recently presented a check to the St. Anthony Regional Cancer Center for more than $4,000 from money raised during the store's annual Ladies' Night. Last fall, women shopped at more than 180 participating Baumgars locations, and the company collected 5% of the sales to donate back to each store's chosen cancer center, hospital, or ladies' organization. The 2023 Ladies' Night raised a combined $161,055.40, and $4,095.50 was donated to the St. Anthony Cancer Center as the Carroll's location's choice. A photo from last week's donation is included with this story on our website. And that has been a look at the first half of your evening news. We will be back for more after these messages.
Refresh yourself in the new year with Pringer's Slumberland and their mattress event. Matt, this sale is awesome.
Yeah, right now we're happy to introduce Purple, and with that we're going to save you up to $400 on select Purple mattresses. We're also happy to introduce our new 365-day mattress guarantee. Pretty much you get to sleep on your bed for a full year, and any time from the first 30 days to the end of the year, you can let us know if it's not working out for you, whatever it may be, to make sure that you're getting the best night's sleep possible.
Come check out the brand new Purple mattresses and see store for great details and savings. Pringer's Slumberland, 1318 Highway 30 West in Carroll.
Carroll Broadcasting is making the most of leap year by offering you more in 24.
This year, we're seizing the extra 24 hours, and one lucky listener will make the most of it.
Nominate someone that deserves more in 24 with a prize package that will treat them right.
Tell us about them and why they deserve a little extra. We'll choose one nomination entry to win a prize package that will absolutely make their leap year.
February 29th only comes around once every 4 years, so carpe diem.
You know, seize the day and enter someone now at carrollbroadcasting.com.
Time now for the second half of your evening news here on KCIM. But before we get into that, let's take a look at a quick weather forecast with some weather facts. So tonight we're looking at mostly clear with a low around 29. Tomorrow is going to be mostly sunny skies with a high near 52. Tuesday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 39 degrees, and the wind is going to pick up with gusts as high as 22 miles per hour. Heading into Wednesday, the winds are going to continue with mostly cloudy skies and a high near 57. Wind gust as high as 37 miles per hour. And Wednesday night, there is a 50% chance of rain, mostly cloudy with the low around 46. Some other facts for you. Yesterday's high was 46 degrees set sometime in the afternoon, and yesterday's low was 26 set at 7 a.m. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 7:28 a.m., and record high was set back in 1946 at 59 degrees. We have reached 54, so we are getting close. Maybe by the end of this week, we'll hit a new record. And record low was negative 22 back in 1936. Woo! I'm so glad we are not hitting that record. Now let's take a look at your evening news. Carroll County Growth Partnership has announced the Economic Recovery Corps fellow partnered with Carroll's Hub 712 project. The ERC Fellowship, launched in 2023 with $1 million cooperative agreement from the U.S. Department of Commerce Economic Development Administration, connects diverse practitioners with host cities to address critical projects for economic recovery. More than 500 communities and projects submitted applications, and CCGP was one of only 65 to be selected for participation. The ERC project spans various aspects of economic development, including workforce development, entrepreneurial ecosystem building, housing, childcare, climate resiliency, broadband, and access to capital. CCGP has been paired with Jennifer Luegas Otto, a current Carroll resident. The 25-year-old is a second-generation American and brings a wealth of experience from her banking career and community involvement. The Hub 712 initiative, located in the West Innovation Center along Highway 30 in Carroll, serves as a business resource lab and co-working space supporting entrepreneurship-led economic development. The ERC Fellowship, spanning 2.5 years, will see Luengas Auto working alongside community and business leaders, fostering relationships and coordinating local efforts. Luengas Auto says, "I am both honored and grateful for this opportunity to serve West Central Iowa. By coming together and working collaboratively, it is vital to hear each perspective and story and adopt to forward-leaning culture. This will allow more barriers to be broken for all and truly strengthen our region's competitive potential." CCGP Executive Director Kimberly Tiefenthaler says this is truly a game changer for our Hub 712 project. To have someone solely focused for the next 2.5 years on the Hub 712 initiative, launching the physical space and pushing out partner resources from across the state is just what we need. We're excited to welcome Jennifer and begin the onboarding process. Luengas Auto will officially begin her role with the CCGP and Hub 712 later this month. The ERC program seeks to accelerate recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic in distressed communities across the U.S. by fostering economic resilience and transformative change. Carroll High School and Kemper Catholic High School speech teams competed at the large group Iowa High School Speech Association state contest in Spencer over the weekend, and 11 groups earned top ratings. CHS, coached by Bill Polking, sent 8 teams, with 6 earning a 1 or excellent rating. From CHS, that includes 1 in musical theater, 4 groups in ensemble acting, and 1 team in group improvisation. KHS, led by Robert Becker, Deb Goot, and Jake Goot, had 6 teams advance to state and 5 earned top scores, including solo mime, group improvisation, musical theater, and 2 in ensemble acting. A list of the CHS and KHS competitors and their scores is included with the story on our website. All state nominations are expected to be announced later this week, and those groups will be invited to the All-State Festival in Ames on February 17th. The Wound Care Clinic at Manning Regional Health Care Center has been recognized for its outstanding patient care with the Clinic Distinction and Excellence in Patients Satisfaction Awards. Restorix Health, a wound care company specializing in training, education, and medical supplies, presented the honors. MRCH provider Dr. Thang Luong says the Wound Care Clinic is proud to be recognized again for not only its dedication to healing, but also its dedication to patient satisfaction. We are proud to be a recipient of awards that recognize our staff's hard work and dedication. The Clinical Distinction Award acknowledges the clinic's exceptional success in meeting or surpassing national healing benchmarks, including a 90% healing rate. Simultaneously, the Excellence in Patient Satisfaction Award commends the clinic for exceeding a national patient satisfaction benchmark of 96%. This marks the 5th time the MRHC Wound Care Clinic has secured both distinctions, complementing a Center of Excellence Award in 2019. The clinic employs an aggressive and comprehensive approach to wound care, ensuring optimal outcomes and preventing lower limb loss in patients with non-healing wounds. Appointments can be scheduled by calling 712-655-8100. And that has been a look at your evening news here on KCIM. This has been Abby Ward reporting.